Hello everybody, Basic Ollie here and welcome back to another episode of This Week on iRacing, the series that gives you all the information that you need on the upcoming series for the week coming up on iRacing. Let's start off with some of the most popular series, as we always do. We're going to start off with IMSA. Now IMSA this week, the IMSA Open, the IMSA Fixed and the IMSA Endurance, they're all heading to Road Atlanta this week. So there's no 6 hour, but we are going to Road Atlanta, which is a very, very popular track. Lots of fun, pretty bloody crazy for multi-class racing. And I love it when races are absolutely crazy, barbaric, whatever you want to call it. When there's just a high chance of death and meatballs, I just really enjoy it. I'm not really sure why. I enjoy the chaos. Let's talk about the temperature. So it's going to be about mid-20s because the race starts about 7:10, so it's kind of like sunset vibes yet again. Now, for the Open and the Endurance, you do not need to worry about the rain, but for the Fixed, it is going to be at 49% chance of rain. Now, that does unfortunately mean that the Fixed is going to be a little bit dead, if you ask me, even though it's Road Atlanta. I think as soon as you've got like a high chance of rain, which to be fair, I think 49%, I'd class as a high chance, really. It does kill it a little bit. And the fact it is the Fixed as well is not going to help because the Fixed doesn't get as much love as the Open. So, IMSA, good start. Road Atlanta, it's a great track. Participation will be high. It will be chaotic. So, I think it's a good start to the week. Okay, next up then we have the GT3 series. We've got the GT Sprint, the GT3 Fix, and the GT Endurance. We're heading to Sebring this week, so a very good start for the popular series. IMSA at Road Atlanta, and now you've got the GT3 cars heading to Sebring. So a very, very popular start, and it will be a very, very popular week, I do believe. So let's talk about the information about the race, shall we? So if I can have a quick look here, it looks like it's going to start at 9:05. As you can see, it's quite dark out there. So it is going to be a night race. Now, track temperature, despite the fact it's at 9 p.m., the track temp is actually going to be moderately high for the fact that it is completely in darkness. So track temperature is going to be about mid-20 degrees. No chance of rain whatsoever, which is quite nice, to be honest with you, because I feel like a race in the dark, GT3s at Sebring with a chance of rain would have been quite chaotic, and IMSA is going to be quite chaotic this week anyways. So to have a popular series that isn't going to be quite, let's say, dramatic is probably a good thing, to be honest with you. So yeah, Sebring GT3 cars, I mean, what's not to like? Very, very popular cars, very, very popular track. Not multi-class, so you don't need to worry about any sends or anything like that. So off to a good start, I think. You know, IMSA and GT both being at very popular tracks. Yeah, very, very good start, I think. Very good start for this week. Okay, then next up, I'll be honest with you, this week just keeps getting better and better. Let's talk about the LMP3 and GT4 multi-class series, so the Falcon Tire Challenge, the LMP3 Trophy, which is basically LMP Fixed, and the GT4 Fixed. All series follow each other, and they are all heading to Interlagos this week, and there is no chance of rain in any of the series whatsoever. So it'll be very dry, and it's just going to be a great combo, honestly. Interlagos is one of those very rare tracks where any sort of racing just works here. Doesn't matter how fast the car is or how slow the car is, it just works. It is an absolutely great track to send any series, and these series are going to absolutely love it this week, I think. It's a popular track in terms of how many people have got it, so participation levels will be high this week, which is always good news, and it's just going to be a blast, I think. I think it's just going to be absolutely great. No complaints from me whatsoever. This week is off to an absolute banger, and yeah, just absolutely brilliant. Just one thing to actually quickly end on for these series is that it starts in the morning, so you don't need to worry about track temperature at all. It's not going to get silly hot because it is starting at 8:15 in the morning. If it was starting about midday, 1 or 2 o'clock, I think we would have been in trouble. But thankfully, it's starting early in the morning. So if you're a fan of these series, I think you'd be a fan of it this week even more, because the track and car combo is going to be absolutely fantastic. So, got to say, this week so far, the 10 out of 10, really, really good so far. Okay, then let's talk about some other series then, shall we? In the sports car category, we'll also check the formula category as well. So let's have a little look at what we've got for next week, shall we? Let's have a look at the Ringmeister, always, always very popular. And I think next week it's going to be even more popular because you got a free car at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. So 3 laps in that car. I really like the M2 car. Bit of a strange one, really, because I don't really like the GT4s too much, but for some reason, the M2 I quite enjoy driving. So I can see that being very, very popular. It's a popular series. Combine that with a free car as well. It'd be very good for SR. That will just be a really, really good week, I think. So for you, the Ringmeister fans out there, I think we're on for a good week. Now, GTEs, as you can see, they're currently at Sebring, but the GTEs will be going to Watkins Glen International. So again, fairly popular series with a fairly popular track. So that should get some decent participation. Now, the Ferrari Challenge, even though I don't really want to particularly talk about Ferrari Challenge this week, if you've watched my stream, you'll know why. We're going back to Monza again, but it's actually well, let's just say the proper Monza. We don't have the very, very funky oval. That will be fairly popular as well. Ferrari Challenge is always popular, and the fact it's going to Monza again, yeah, it's going to be decent. Production car challenge, I'll be honest with you. Long Beach, yeah, I don't know. I feel like as soon as series goes Long Beach, they kind of just participation levels really do kind of drop. So unfortunately, not particularly great. The Fanatec Global Challenge, I did notice that is going to Monza as well, so that could be fairly decent. D class, and I find those cars are really, really fun to drive. I really, really like the Cadillac. It really is underrated. So, and I believe it's a free car as well. Unless someone wants to correct me on that, that should be fairly decent. And then on the sports car side of things, I think apart from the Porsche Cup cars. Now they are going to the Red Bull Ring, so that will be again fairly popular. It's a popular track, popular series. Red Bull Ring is a popular track, but apart from the off tracks, they're an absolute killer there. Now in the fix, it looks like you're going to be okay, but in the open, there is a chance of rain. So make sure you bring your umbrellas, and that may affect participation levels quite badly. Porsche Cup car is not exactly renowned for being easy to drive, so add a bit of moisture to the track, and I think we'll start struggling quite a bit. Now, let's have a look at the Formula Car side of things, shall we? So the F4 series, that's going to go to Road America. Overcast, but I don't know about the rain. We'll have to double check on that one. So F4 fix going to Road America should be fairly popular. Let's have a quick look at the Asia Pacific one. Let's have a look. So we're at Oran Park right now. We'll go Fuji. I think that might struggle. Fuji is it's not loved along the racing community. If you ask me, the last sector is just big poo-poo pants. Canadian Tire for the Americas. I mean, I enjoy it, but again, I don't think participation level-wise it's going to be great, but I still think that'll be quite a cool track in the F4s, if I've been honest with you. Let's have a look at the European Tour, shall we? We're going to go to Hockenheim. Overcast again. Hockenheim, for me, is not particularly a great track, but I think in F4 cars, they could make it a good track. They could make it a fairly good track, for being completely honest. So, Formula C, so the F3 cars. I would like these updated. It's been a long time. These really should be updated, if you ask me. Will they come? I don't know. We've got F4 cars, so why not? Circuit de Navarra, I believe that is a track. It might not be. Again, you'll have to correct me on that. My knowledge is lacking a little bit this week. Either way, Navarra, I don't think it gets the levels it probably deserves. Quite a funky track, but anything with sort of mid to high pace, shall we say, kind of struggles there. So it's going to be interesting to see how the F3 cars handle that. And then, of course, we've got the Super Formula Lights, which are absolutely giga. They are going to Magny Cours. Magny Cours now. I think Magny Cours is a pretty darn awful circuit. But listen, Super Formula Lights, again, it's one of those cars where they can kind of just make any track half decent. So should be okay. Now, as for the NASCAR stuff, people ask me about NASCAR stuff when I do it. I'll be honest with you, my knowledge in NASCAR stuff does lack quite a bit. But if you do want to know where it is going, regardless, it looks like the trucks are going to North Wilkesboro Speedway for the fixed. And then you got the next gen cars, so the Class A fixed. That's going to Kentucky for next week as well. So that's where they're going. And then we've got NIS. I think they should follow that as well. Oh, no, they're going to Charlotte. So they're going to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Interesting. Okay, right, 400 lap as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that will cover it all for you this week. Thanks very much for tuning in. As always, if you do enjoy this series, make sure you subscribe on your way out, please. Consider hitting the old like button, and I'll catch you, beautiful people, for the next one. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Ta